I'm going to be opening up Little Red Riding Hood's head. First we need to remove the wig. So for that, unless you have one of the earlier dolls like Nero, the wig comes off pretty easily. Start at the back because it's the most likely place that you'll tear where you start, and you don't want it to tear at the front in case it shows and you want to use the wig again. So see, I can pretty much tear it up with my fingernail here. It doesn't take that much. Just start from the back and it's off. Occasionally you'll actually need to cut it around the edge to get it started. I prefer not to cut. I prefer to use a flathead screwdriver, and I will just kind of leverage it up a little bit as I go, tugging, poking, tugging, poking. Now, the next thing we'll need to do is remove the scalp. This is another thing that you're going to need a flathead screwdriver for. You don't want one that has too little of a head, like the very smallest size I have here. It's absolutely tiny. But you don't want a too big one either because it'll be more likely to damage the plastic, while the one that's too small just won't give you enough leverage. There's usually a little gap above the ears. I like to go where the gap is because it just makes it easier on me. Push in, pull up, and slowly work your way around. Just go with a crack. The scalp is a little bit more flexible than the Pullip head. It's made of a different kind of plastic. It's off. Now for the screws, we have 3 Phillips head screws, one at the very top, now you want to make sure that you don't lose these screws because they're pretty hard to replace. If you ever do need replacements, a lot of toys also use the same machine screws, so if you have an old piece of Barbie furniture, anything really, you'll get about this size screw. I had a Mycene playset that I cut up for parts, and it had electronic components at the bottom. I just removed all the screws and now I have about 20 extra screws. They're all the exact same size, or at least the ones I pulled out. The scalp is a great place to put the screws because they won't roll away. Okay, now all 3 screws are out. Back the heads off. Now these parts here, oops, head comes off really easily. That's the neck. It's just like a little lip around the edge that fits in like that, so it comes off. The part you want to look at here, I'll bring it up a little bit closer. These are the springs. They're what keep the eyelids open. So I take those off, turn it around. You can see the eyelids, they're kind of lazy eyes now. In the back, this is the eye mechanism that moves the eyes side to side. Again, it's held in place with 3 Phillips head screws. These are slightly smaller, so you may want to use a smaller size screwdriver if the big one doesn't work. If your screws get a little bit stripped, it's always better to go with one size up and really push it in there and give it the leverage. The screw at the bottom is already a little bit stripped. Sometimes they come out of the factory stripped, in which case you just really have to press it in there as you go. If you ever get a screw that is completely stripped, or if you strip it yourself by accident, you need to get a drill bit and drill through the head of the screw until you get to the shaft. And basically, you will drill into the head until you get to the body. You want to get a drill bit that is about the same width as the body of the screw. You drill through the head separates from the body. You can open up the head or the eye mechanism, wherever it is that it got stripped. Then you take a pair of pliers and you simply either turn it out or you just pull it out if you can, whichever works. but I'm not going to be doing that unless I have any stripped screws because it really sucks to do. So be very careful, work slowly, and try to use the right size screwdriver so you won't strip the screws. Alright. This is the eye mechanism. I'm getting the extra screws out here. This is the old type eye mechanism. It's actually the one that's a lot harder to work with. The newer type eye mechanisms have little screws here. Well, not screws, springs, I guess. And they hold the eyes in place. As you can see, the eyes are just flopping all over the place. And it's very hard to line up when you put it back together because you need the shafts at the top and the bottom of each eye to line up here. Otherwise, your doll has a lazy eye, looks in the wrong direction, eyes won't blink, any host of problems, really. Now, I'm going to turn this off for a second, and I will go get another type of eye mechanism so that you can see the difference.